Something amazing has just happened. Like in the last 10 minutes. Oh, my Pixar. I'm being dead serious. In like the last 10 minutes, I've sat down to begin my day, and it's... Oh, wait, look, working on YouTube... Home base is YouTube Studio. It's where you can go and just anxiously see, are the views going up or down? Am I making less money? Do people hate me? And I was just tuning in to check on these things, and I noticed there was a tab I hadn't noticed before, Inspirations. And magically, it's where AI tries to come up with your content for you. I clicked on the tab, and the first 3 thumbnails it created for me, I nearly fell out of my chair. I tend to look at nuggets. Remember the Rave MP? Well, it's still rotting around this desk. It's an MP3 player, and I like to dub it a nugget, because my goodness, look at this fugly thing. Hang on, there's more nuggets in here. Oh, look, there's one. I've done a lot of videos fixing these old iPod things. I like taking trips to caches. I've also done heaps of headphone videos, because, you know, you can't listen to your nugget without headphones. You know, nugget dips, seeing like old stuff, what it does, looked at new phones, looked at old phones, and the channel's kind of spiraling out in all directions as I find stuff that I want to talk about. And then like thumbnail wise, there's no frills. It's usually whatever I can put on the table in front of me and hold it, and then just plain text. Bing, bong. And at the very end of my videos, after a false ending, there's black, and then there's just this home footage of Frank the Snake, my beloved pet python who I've owned for a decade now. I love her to bits, she's my favorite, and yet there's just this quick little of Snooty Boop of Miss Frankie in there, right? And nearly never mentioned it all in the videos, if any ever, to be honest. And then finding out that AI has been studying my whole discography, trying to figure out the best way I can continue the channel forwards. Okay, we're in YouTube Studio here. I've kind of got it blown up so we can see the thumbnails better, but you know, it's fine. And yet, look, we're in the Inspiration tab. You can already see some of the thumbnails. Let's see what AI thinks I should be doing. Disassembling the Omnisphere to find the cheap phone cameras hidden inside of it. It's just making up madness. The Omnisphere was my last video from a few days ago. That's just an MP3 player. What? Find the cheap phone cameras hidden inside of it? We're cracking open the Omnisphere's overpriced chassis to expose the absolute garbage lurking within its premium shell. Premium shell? It's made out of nothing! We'll tear past the fancy branding to reveal those pathetic low-resolution phone sensors masquerading as high-end optical components. What? Maximum nugget exposure! The ultimate tech betrayal? Visual engineering chaos? Don't bring caches into this. Caches has nothing to do with it. This is just called lies. What's happened to the table? The whole table's green all of a sudden. It's not just a green iPad. The whole table's green. Frank reviews the weirdest snake-shaped speakers found in a dumpster dive. We're pitting Frank against a literal pile of bin juice audio hardware. Snake-shaped speakers and found in... I've never been dumpster diving. What are you saying of caches? And also, that's like a Burmese python of some sorts. What's this thing's obsession with Frank? It must be because I end every video with Frank, and it's got audio of me going, Frank, you big stinky lump of guts, you do boopy boopy boop. So it just thinks that every video has to have Frank in it. Why is this massive chunky MP3 player hiding only 1 gigabyte of storage? Well, easy. It'd be from like 2002, and like if that's how big it'd have to be to put a gig in something at that time. And like, look, like what is it's a green tree python of some sorts. And what kind of music player is this? It's almost an iPod mini, but then I don't know what the screen's trying to be. Well, the table isn't green anymore. It's just everything else. He keeps putting snakes in it. Perfect alignment with the nugget narrative. Is that a shirt? Oh, great idea, AI. Just make a video about something that can't exist. Why the 2026 holographic iPod Nano is actually a massive step backwards. We're ripping into this 2026 holographic Nano to prove it's just overpriced flickering junk compared to the classic click wheel. It's gimmicky light show like soul. Feels like cheap plastic. But it's holographic. It wouldn't have feel and makes Frank look blurry. It has to get Frank in there. The tactile soul versus holographic slup. Aren't we sick of holographic slup defending Frank's visual integrity? Okay, now it's just mixing my car channel garbage time. I literally found the legendary VA-powered car stereo in a scrapyard. Yeah, oh, we found it. And hey, have you ever held like a big block V8 at arm's length? Just like, and look, there's Frank in it for some reason. And look, that's a big noodle. That's way bigger. And actually, Frank could be loving this. It's nice and sunny and hot. But the V8-powered car stereo, it's just mashing crap together. Pretty sure most stereos don't need V8 power to run. Mechanical audio absurdity. Well, you're not wrong there. The ultimate Cashies spirit, I've never picked up a V8 at a Cashies yet. I bought the 16 megabyte Amazon special to see how many songs fit inside. 3 or 4. Or if you compress them down to a single bit, 1 billion. Happy? There, that's how many. But then, like, this is terrifying. Like, Frank has, like, found me in, like, a horror movie or something. Like, there you are. Now I'm gonna get you. How dare you take quails away from me? I want quails. I don't want rats anymore. Frank really likes quails. Frank isn't green, by the way. She's, like, almost black and white and, like, gray. Almost with slight blues to it. Like, that's not Frank. Not once has it given me a correct Frank. Another garbage time one driving the weirdest solar-powered nugget car found on an Australian farm. I wish. And also, Frank would like that. Actually, that'd be too hot for Frank. That'd be really, really hot. But I would be making that face like... Jeez, especially these petrol prices, my goodness. I found the original prototype of the world's worst portable DVD player. The world's worst portable DVD player is one that doesn't play DVDs. So if it plays DVDs, it's the best. Because that's all you'd want on a road trip is to watch a DVD and it have it work. So like, I don't get that. Oh, and Frank's orange now. Yeah, and strangely chunk and stumpy. AI keeps thinking she's like a red-tailed boa of some sorts. Okay, AI, now you're onto something. Reviewing Aussie cheeses and cheap beers while listening to high-end nuggets. And Frank's in there. Frank has to be in there. Wrong color still. The whole table is green, but there's just cheese everywhere. You know what? Maybe I could do that one. This is just getting silly. Stress testing the world's first biodegradable MP3 player until it literally turns to soil. It's just asking me to make content about stuff that doesn't exist. Peak nugget destruction, it turned into soil. Natural synergy with Frank. The terrarium setting allows for seamless integration of Frank the Snake, maintaining your channel's unique visual identity while adding a hilarious environmental takes to the review. I wouldn't poison Frank with like some sort of biodegradable MP3 player. What kind of battery does it have? How would it work? I wish I could find a 3-wheeled electric nugget, and I wish I could take it through the drive-thru and be served by Frank. That's the closest I've seen to Frank existing. And hang on, that's got 2 wheels at the front almost looking. Is this just a 4-wheel? Why am I reading into this? Frank would be a terrible drive-thru attendant. She doesn't listen. Okay, the MacBook Neo is a thermal disaster, and Frank absolutely hates the fan. Because you know the fan that the MacBook Neo has? You know, that like solid state nug that's just an incredible deal, and like it's just like the cheapest laptop, best bang for the buck. And what's happened to Frank? We got double Frank. Gosh, this is like a really vivid dream. Like, you just want to wake up from. Are these like art pencils and paint pots in the background? What's happening to my channel? Is this what it thinks it is? Frank-centric sensory comedy. By focusing on how the Neo's screaming fans distress Frank. Man, you know how much it takes to distress Frank? Actually, not much. Run a bath and try and get her to take a bath. Boom. She hates it. I can't even, like, using a high-end vacuum tube amp to power a literal tin can. Power a literal tin can to do what? To do what, YouTube? What does it do? You add power to a tin can, you have a zappy tin can. We're cranking the knob sound tube. What? to maximum gain to see if a literal tin can can survive the raw bread. Will the tin can survive? Pretty sure you can run straight wall power through a tin can and it would just sit there. Peak audiophile absurdity. You are absolutely correct. I mentioned the MacBook Neo in a title once, and it is obsessed with me to talk about. I guess because the whole world is talking about the MacBook Neo. The MacBook Neo survived a week in my literal garbage trash can. That's not a big deal. How much wet bin juice is in it? At what stage was it added to the rubbish bin, right? If it's just sitting on top, it's just a smelly table. If it was put in at the bottom, well then maybe, but then how much bin juice? How much spoiled milk's going in that bin? Why, that's actually closer to Frank's head, but she's green. It's just seen my table and green and gone Frank and gone everything green. Actually, it looks like Frank's damaging the MacBook Neo. Frank, stop it. Actually, she would. She would unintentionally squeeze the screen and implode it. She's a strong lady. The absolute worst smart home gadgets that Frank actually enjoys being around today. Why the today? Wrong color. Still haven't seen a correct Frank yet. Man, AI's obsession with Frank, again, I think it's because I mention Frank at the end of every video. I don't want to talk about smart home gadgets, because I'll have nothing to say about it, and then I'm just whinging about modern stuff, which people are sick of me doing. And also, I don't know if Frank's coming or going. Also, no green. The music player that is only 1% sphere, and mostly pyramid, and then you look at it. What? The batteries! That's Puxels! We got Puxel mentioned! We're wrestling with this geometric nightmare. It's just a ball bearing on like a big pile of like paper mache. The $5 waterproof speaker versus 5 liters of Mountain Dew. Why Mountain Dew? We got Frank in there. We've got this lovely slanted rhombus looking guy. Yes, putting things in Mountain Dew, the ultimate durability narrative. The obsession with the MacBook Neo. The MacBook Neo screen is actually just 2 iPads taped together. This is just lies and slander now. Hey, there's no Frank. There's no Frank. A vintage Australian car vacuum that's also a radio. You know something that's really easy to do while vacuuming? Listen to something else. Especially when it's coming from the same product. And I'm sorry, is this Frank or is this just bits of Frank? Testing the world's first edible MP3 player to see if Frank likes it. We'll blast some gritty. We got the one grit in there through cheap internals, then test the structural integrity against a hungry snake's discerning cold-blooded palate. Unless it's a quail or rat or a cat. Turns out Frank would absolutely eat a cat. Someone handled a cat and then went to Frank and Frank chomped them. And so, yeah, Frank would have a cat. But I don't think she'd have gummy orange flavored. It's obsession with the Omnisphere. It loves it. And remember when the Omnisphere was like a Wurlitzer keyboard of some sorts with a jungle inside of it? Do you remember that? All right, we gotta type in something. Cheese and beer. Better have Frank all through it. It does. Look, they've all got Frank in it. What? Can a cheap ultrasonic jewelry cleaner make stale beer taste fresh? Just open another one, it's so cheap. Supermarket cheese kits and budget beer from the bin? And Frank's knocked it over. Putting high-end artesian brie through the ultimate stress test against it. I love this Frank in an enclosure. What? This is insane. This is insane. This is the most personalized, curated AI I've ever seen, and it's just for my stupid content. Giving Frank the Snake tiny hats while I review canned pub snacks. That sounds fun. And it knows about Frank wearing hats because for a little bit the membership videos was Frank wearing hats. So it's now tapping into videos that are now not publicly available because, man, memberships just effed up my feed so bad. Man, it keeps bringing up Brie. I guess because it knows I'm Aussie. Man, we're all about the brie. Frank the Snake. Give me pure Frank content. Sorry, the thumbnail hasn't even loaded. Frank chooses my next headphones by slithering over a pile of... She looks like a dragon hoarding gold. The most expensive snake accessories on the internet are total garbage. So a crown that's too big for Frank, made for Frank, is garbage. You don't say. Again, that's a boa. That's not an inland carpet python. Okay, like this is the first time I've actually looked and gone, this seems kind of fun. Testing every electronic snake toy ever to see if Frank cares. That's actually really on point for Frank. But then what's happened to Frank? She's just turned to this homunculus. But like, where do I find all these toy noodles, huh? Like, that sounds decent. Building a custom terrarium for Frank only using vintage computer cases. Frank's big. Like, she's over 2 meters long. She's like 7-something feet. That'd be so many computer cases. Can Frank survive a drive in my loudest way? Why would I subject Frank to that? That's cruel. Don't make me upset. I love Frank. Now it's just cruel. Putting Frank in a giant PC for a day. That's awful. All right, let's just get straight to it. So, Frank, grit, nug, cheese. Loud dust. Haven't even seen the thumbnail yet. The Frank-approved $5 Bluetooth cheese speaker from a shady car boot sale. If only, YouTube, if only. Why this vintage educational laptop is actually the purest way to experience grit. Grit! Oh wow, this is some low effort stuff. I mean, I do want to do some $1 tech mystery stuff because I actually do have it lined up. Get out of my head, AI. But then featuring a literal piece of cheese. What I'm going to do, like that viral YouTuber thing of like, wait for the end for the big surprise. And I'll just put like a lump of brie down and go, ugh. Now, like and subscribe to all my channels. Now this is just my dreams. Testing the legendary Frank-themed Nug computer found in a rural caches. If only. I would use that thumbnail just like that. Actual madness. So much fun to flick through in like a what's happening to my brain is this what happens when my grey matter turns into soup. But like in terms of yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. That's a good idea, YouTube. That's a fantastic idea. I'm so glad the world's resources have gone to this product. The obsession with the MacBook Neo, the obsession with the Omnisphere, and the obsession with Frank, and just making stuff green. Frank isn't green. I have to keep stressing that Frank is not green. All of the video footage it can pull from, literally hundreds of videos that I've made with Frank in it, she is not green, and it couldn't do it. And the best bit, I never need to click on that inspirations tab ever again. I'm good. I've got all the ideas I need. So I need some brie, some things that can't exist and don't exist, and then just to make stuff up about companies and just sell it that way. Because, hey, it'd get clicks and views, and that's all that matters on YouTube. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Huge thanks to these $10 floats right here. Whoa, thank you so much. You're the best. $2.80 on Float Plane. You get all my extra content. I watch police shows. I tried snacks, and there's like car vids, and there's the occasional Frank thing. She just doesn't do much. That's the problem with Frank. It'd just be the same clip of her sitting and doing nothing. And maybe I need to get some brie around her, and then she'll finally do something. But thanks so much, mates. Oh, book is all next time.
Frank, look how shiny and iridescent your head is. Do you see that? Do you see how iridescent your face be? I pointed my finger at you, Frank, and you didn't. I was trying to touch your chunkness. Frank? Oh, I'm sorry. Frank, come on. I touch your chunkness all the time. Oh, great. I'm in big Frank trouble. Now, don't lick that, Frank. That's mine.